You know, if you've read anything, if you've read Cannery Row, you'll know that the main thread of the entire story is a group of miscreants that were the personality of this location, and they were Mack and the boys. We have the same crew that was made famous and put forward by John Steinbeck. There's Dumpster Dan, there's One-Eyed Alan, we've got Jimbo with his cat and dog, and Karl, our wizard, and Buddy with the hat. And these are not the ones that drift by. These are not drifters. These are the Cannery Row boys. Alan is quite the enigma. Alan, we call him One-Eye Alan because he somehow lost an eye. We know the story of how he lost his eye. Well, at least the stories about how he lost his eye. But what a storyteller this lad is. He is very tenacious, man, and a very serious drinker, I might add. He's been known to fall down quite a bit and call the ambulance upon himself so many times that he got cited for it. But he seems to be able to find his way into rehabs. He comes out with brand new clothes, but he can never quite finish. He comes out all clean and clear, and then it's back to stumbling on the ground, but just as sweet a man can be.
My name's Alan Carson. This is my dog, Cricket. And my story is kind of weird. I become homeless, and life's been really funny. I've been getting injured, met a lot of good people, and having dinner with a good friend of mine. And that's about it. These are my bros. I kick back with them and drink probably thousands of beers with them. This building right here, it's got my friends at the magic shop, my dogs, dog sitters, Starbucks, got the jerky guy in there. You know, I panhandle here a lot. You know, just kind of like, it's like home for me. I miss it whenever I'm gone. But these guys, they rock. I went to the hospital last night, and one of the nurses, she says, "Alan, how's Cricket?" I said, "She's doing good." She says, "I got your card right here. I keep it on my desk." I said, "Right on." So they're a lot of fun. I mean, all these guys, they've had a big part in my life. Like John. John, I see him every morning in the public restroom. He does his bird bath every morning. He's like the cleanest homeless guy in the world. He's got a wife, a girl named Linda, and she goes on the girl's side, and he goes on the boy's side, and they clean up and they meet outside. And they do it every morning, like clockwork. If you ever want to find John, go to the public parking lot, to the public bathroom. Yeah, John's a good dude.
Dan. Wow. Dan, when you look in the cartoons, in the comics of the homeless guy with the shopping cart and with the big beard and with the long hair and pushing the thing, this is Dan. This is what you see when you see Dan.
He's got a shopping cart. It stinks so bad. He's got hamburgers in there that he don't eat. And they turn into chia pets. My dog won't even sniff his cart. Really? It's that bad.
Dan's a troublemaker. He gets very, 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 very drunk. And we're not talking about serious trouble. It just is, he just becomes really, really obnoxious when he gets drunk, and he will chase people down to panhandle. He gets a little aggressive, but it's always so good-natured. I mean, it's not like he's, shouting obscenities or anything. He's just being loud and crazy but cordial, if one can believe this. Is what sets Dan apart from the rest of the shopping cart boys.
I just want to understand, people go just where they will. I never noticed them until I got this feeling that it's later than it seems. Doctor, my eyes cannot see the skies. Is this the price for having learned how not to cry?
In my life, it is a blessing that I have ever met Dan. Dumpster Dan.
Total scum of the earth. Total drunk. Right now he's in jail.
Dan times it, I think, I have observed, to where he can get just enough tickets for drunk in public or sleeping where he shouldn't and not paying them. And he times it so that when winter kicks in, he'll get picked up, taken to the pokey until springtime. And he's a very clever man at that.
See, I've been in jail with him many times. He goes to jail. All of a sudden he turns Christian. He reads his Bible and he's got a reference book. And that's all he does. He writes down tablets full of scriptures and stuff.
Dan is also a very literate, very intelligent, raised with money, and very, very articulate and well-read.
The Bible talks about everybody be labeled. Everybody's going to have a PIN number or a driver's license number or a license number. It's all, N3438383 since 1975. 4. But a number, 548945494. I'm not a number, I'm a human being. I'm not that old. But I am that cold. I do want to get warm.
And to listen to this god-awful, filthy man with the scraggly beard, with this wonderful sense of humor and intelligence, that if you just stopped for a minute and just listened and took the time, to the filthiest one, you may be surprised at what you find, and this is what you would find in Dan.
I don't thank you, I thank Hugh. Hue is the property of light as it reflects off what you're looking at. I don't see you in that camera. All I see is the light reflecting off of it at 186,000 miles a second. Goes down the optic nerve to the olfactory of the brain, and my brain registers what I'm looking at, what I see. See?
Says, yep, I'm not gonna drink no more. Quit doing drugs. First minute he gets out, walks straight to the store and grabs him a cold beer. Off and running. It's the funniest thing you ever see.
Freedom, taste of reality. Freedom, freedom, just where I wanna be. A penguin driving along in his pickup truck, right?
Right.
Truck breaks down right next to a phone booth, thank God. So he goes and he calls Joe's shop. And Joe, come get my truck, I need some help here. So Joe comes and tows the truck in, and the penguin goes with him. And he says, Joe, well, it'll be about an hour. Let me look at it and see what's going on. There's a Dairy Queen right across the street. Go and get yourself something to eat, and it'll be done in about an hour. And then the penguin goes into the Dairy Queen, has a cheeseburger and a vanilla milkshake, and he comes back to Joe's shop around with vanilla milkshake all on his beak, and he says, "Joe, what's it look like?" It says, Joe says, "It looks like you blew a seal."
Guitar Mike, he's in jail just recently. He just got out. We're bound down at Sly McFly's, and I went up and got him a cold beer because he's playing his guitar. We call him Guitar Mike. And there's a policeman right across the street from him. I said, "There's a cop right there." He went, glug, 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 glug. Cop walks over to him and says, "Mike, what are you doing?" He knows him. He says, "You're drinking in public. The beach is right there, 200 yards. Mike's like, "Well, he says, "Well, you're going to jail because you got a warrant. And you're violating probation." And Dan's in jail for drinking. They're all in jail. I'm on here all by myself. It's kind of weird.
Wow, man. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wow, thing. I think I love you. But I really wanna know for sure. Wow, thing. You make my heart sing. Okay, here's what happened. I couldn't sleep, so I put my headphones on, and the rain was coming down a little bit, and all of a sudden the tree started ripping. And I go, I got no time. So I ran that way. I ran about 30, 35 feet, so I didn't get slammed. Look how big it is. Oh, that's what she said. Anyway, my poor guitar got smashed. I feel bad, actually, but I'm still alive, thank God. Peace. Just for you.
Bye-bye. That's so fun. I think it's code.
Yeah, I've been working on this one lately. I called her one day, and she goes, "Michael, what do you want to be in life?" I go, "A rock star?" She goes, "You already are." That's the nicest thing a woman ever said to me.
That's very good.
Hey, there's our little Supergirl.
Superheroes.
Superhero.
This guy here, Screaming Eagle, he perished. He was a really good friend of mine. Yeah, him and his doggy and his kitty cat. He walks around with this kitty cat on top of his backpack.
And I remember he brought this little kitten into the restroom and into the bathrooms in his cab. the tiniest kitten you've ever seen, and raised it up, stuck in his hat, and inherited a dog, and used to sit for the tourists with a cat on his head, and a dog in his lap, and make money for them to take pictures.
This is Jimbo. I'm from Jiffy's Truck. We're gonna go save KO from SPCA. They don't like us getting in. They got a name on her tag and it got my number and my phone is right here, but they don't seem to want to call. So they go, come to get you.
Remember me. If I was to leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? If I was to stay here with you now, things just couldn't be the same. Well, I'm as free as a bird now, and this bird is in my place. No, 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 I cannot change. Lord knows I cannot change.
He died mysteriously in a motel room, with lots of strange homeless rumors about how he did so. He was a charmer in his gruff sort of way, and made jewelry, rock jewelry.
And I know that he gave a lot of his things away to people. There was a lady that came from San Diego last week. She was here. She says, "Oh yes, we were looking around for him and the cat and the dog, and we couldn't find him." And I said, "Well, this is what happened." And they were very kind and wonderful. And she said that he had given her a necklace, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I cherished it anyway, but now I cherish it more."
I remember those blue pieces that he kept bringing over. He was so happy to wrap them and do things with.
It was so much.
He was so excited. Yeah.
He would say, "I just bring your designs to life," but it's like they look so much better than whatever I was thinking. It's just wonderful.
Sorry.
I'll miss him. Karl Gandalf. This is Karl Gandalf, the wizard. He died too, he perished. A month after Jimbo did. To the day, a month.
Karl I have known probably the longest of all. He's been around here for a long, long time, perhaps 20 years. Karl had always been our poet. And I don't mean just gibberish poet. I mean, we're talking very classic, very, very strong, serious poetry.
When a master moves among the masses, the stars declare his name. The mystic wanders with a living wand of magical suggestion, which when waved in an atmosphere of commonly accepted facts, transforms the appearances into a description of the way he knows his will to be, performing as a youth, blessed with the ancient wisdom of innocence, while reflecting joyfully the highest possible degree of excellence, down to the very depths of its natural humility. All righty.
He was quite the poet. This guy could tell some poems. He used to play in the bars down there, like Doc Ricketts, and he'd do live night. He was kind of famous. I'll miss him too. I do. Yeah.
I love to share ganja. Though many in the world despise you, they don't know you as I've known you. Sweet, sweet smile. The time has come with the lover of your taste to penetrate the mystery of what it means to know a blessing, passing by the senses of your reflective glory, the story of the story. A little something I wrote. And is that it? I mean, you want me to go on?
Karl had a serious alcohol problem. A problem, it was just the way that we are. And what happened was Karl met an untimely end and tragic in my view. He finally got a place indoors. He finally got a solid place indoors, and within a week, he had passed out drunk, fallen off his bed, and had smothered himself. The irony, had smothered himself on his bag of recycled cans. Smothered himself on the bag, and was found the next morning that way. And for this dynamic, this incredibly articulate Gandalf, my wizard, well, so it goes.
Okay, this is Kenne. He was the mayor of Cannery Row, he claims. He's a legend in his own mind. And right there, in that statue, he's hugging this lady called Clesa. She was really famous on Cannery Row. She passed away and they made a bust. It's down there at Bruce Iris Way if you ever go down there.
Kenne was known as the mayor. And I guess that's probably, well, Kenne would come up to me at any given time and would say to me, you know, John, anybody hassles you, anybody gives you a hard time, you know, I got your back. He was pretty much a bad boy before, and I knew that nobody messed around with him because he could punch out. For a while there, my wife was a little afraid of Kenne, so that she discouraged my dealings with him. Kenne would always come into of course, the restaurant. He would come in early in the morning. He was a canner, but and he sort of, to me, always talked like Cousin It.
If you want one. Be who you are. One of the days you'll be a rock star. If you get on stage, kiss the ring, and you'll know that you aspire to be a rock star. But you gotta know, you gotta work flat.
He kind of went downhill when his girlfriend died. And, he kind of just went way downhill.
Thank you for all the sisters and the brothers, and you know what you did. Thank you. You mean to die one time, you can go with all of us. I sleep in our bushes to this day. And you know what? I can still press.
But he used to like to can, recycle, drink beers, read the paper in the morning. That's about what he did. Yeah. Kenne was pretty cool. I like Kenne. But he passed away in his sleep. Pretty sad. A lot of these guys, Karl, Jimbo, Kenne, passed away. All about the same time, too. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So that's Kenne Shape.
I don't got a guitar behind it. I get some kind of another. I can do this here.
Yeah, where's Mike when you need him?
Don't move.
Here, don't let.
Here we go.
Bravo, bravo.
Bravo,
Bravo, bravo.
The infamous, famous Buddy. This is him. We call him the beach dwell. Because he always passes out on the beach, right there, by the boat of the mural. And all he does is drink, smoke cigarettes.
I've known Buddy actually, Buddy is my wife's dear friend. She grew up with Buddy. Buddy's this barrel-chested, gravelly-voiced, big-bearded, worked in concrete, poured concrete to build the aquarium.
I was a construction worker for 28 years. Okay? I worked hard all my life. Did my time. I had 3 heart attacks. I got 4 stents in my heart. And the other thing is that, I try to love everybody. But people keep ripping us off. It pisses me off when I get ripped off. And today, my beer got stolen. And my food. And I was laying next to Mike right down there on the bike path. Go figure, huh? You need that bag, go ahead and take it. I'll get more, but, it takes a while to earn it sometimes.
Buddy has this hat, this leather hat. He's had this hat forever. It's his fixation, it's his love. He claims that hat was given to him by Clint Eastwood, but, well, and it probably was.
The hat, it's made out of old football, a Broncos football. It's the ugliest hat you ever see. And he's had it for 15 years probably. And he makes thousands and thousands of dollars with that hat. It goes like this, and people dump money in it.
Everybody asked me about this, and I wave my hat to hold it out to ask for money. But the hat is a 1985 Raiders hat. Jim Plunkett signed it. Everybody else did too. His dad was a fireman, arson investigator for the Oakland Fire Department, and he gave. Well, I bought the hat from him because his son took it out of the glass case, and it had all the names inside. But of course, you can't see them no more. I can't see them. I wish you could, but you can't. And then and so he gave me his hat. I paid him $120 for it. And it was 1985 when Raiders won Super Bowl.
But an absolute street person, he says aloud that he simply doesn't want to live indoors. He enjoys being outside. Not enjoys, it's not enjoying. It's a way of life.
This picture is bullshit. Total bullshit. They never look like that. They look like me, okay? Look at me, okay? And what they did was they took the law and this company down here thinking they could make money, and they ran us all off. And all they do is keep running us off. And they destroyed Cannery Row for what it's supposed to be. This is garbage right here. Ain't nobody looked like that in the old days, man. Come on. Huh? They ain't nobody look like that. They look like me. Huh? Renegades, heroin addicts, fucking cocaine freaks, acid boys. Yeah, they ain't nothing like this. This is what it was all about. That and a bottle of wine. Just don't have it no more. They don't have it no more. They gave it all away. Gave it away.
He's got a mom. She's the cutest little thing. She's about this big. And he got a brother, a big old boy. And they wanted to come home. And he's so stupid. So stupid. Because he's got his mom's great, his brother's cool. And he could be living at home, doing the home thing with his family before she dies, because she's getting really old. I mean, I'd give... Yeah. I'd give my life to have that back.
My wife Linda and I have been on the street quite a while, and we couldn't help but notice Glen. Glen sort of blended into the background that we could see. We would see him walking down the street, and he would have a sack full of rocks that he'd picked up, and he was very quiet. We would always say hello, and he was very, 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 very quiet. This sort of peacefulness inside him that my wife, being very sensitive, picked up that it was very ethereal. He didn't participate with the rest of the crew, you know, he wasn't involved in a lot of dialogue, and he just drifted through, and we'd see him, and he'd be so intent on his rocks or what he was seeing that indeed it was ethereal. It was almost, I don't know what to say, and very, very soft-spoken.
I really didn't know the guy, but this dude, old guy, he makes these piles of rocks. There's still piles of them around, big piles. I'm talking huge, big as that wall. And that's all he'd do all day. He'd walk, carry big old rocks. And he was a little old guy. And one time, he's stacking them down there by the Yellow Submarine. It's this place by the bike trail. He's got 2 huge piles. He's working on these for a long time. Well, they bust him. They send him to jail for stacking all those rocks. Imagine that. Yeah. So he kept on doing it.
So as I returned to court the 16th I'm going to hear the judge and see what he has to say about any unlawful acts that might be conducted by removing rocks on the beach here in Monterey, on Monterey Peninsula. My picture is the dog picture of Glen, Glen. And I was writing for the Peace and Freedom Party here in Monterey, California. And trying to place Glen here on the sidewalk here by the curb, and going around the corner. He seems to be going around the corner dancing a little bit. His feet are swiveling around, dancing a little bit. And so I made him a wall to walk past.
Talking about Freckles because they want to take apart this one.
Just to get her money, I think.
Can you tell us about your freckle theory? About what they are and where they go, please? Glen?
Well, I think freckles, in my theory, in my theoretical memory, my idea of what I remember is that freckles are hard to get rid of because they're outward extensions of a person's own personality government. A person with more freckles has more discipline, more control over himself, or herself too, for that matter, than a person without freckles, I believe. I believe that's the truth.
And so why would someone want to take my freckle?
To get your money. They would do it to get your money. So and you'd have less of a self-defense mechanism without your freckle.
Because freckles are protection.
Yes, and you might even be foolish enough to pay them, therefore authorize the removal of a freckle. One might do that.
I've been duped. Good thing I got lots more protection. Thanks, Glen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Glen sort of mysteriously disappeared. There were rumors of wealthy family inheritance or something that was probably romantically invented, but that's all I know of Glen.
And I think he passed away too. I don't know. Like I said, I hardly ever talk to him. I just see him walking by with a rock. Hey. Funny.
I have no idea. I just thought he died, that's all. I don't know, he might have.
The last I heard of him was down there near Knob Hill, and big old limousine pulled up. A man in a three-piece suit came out and asked Glen, River Rock Glen, if his name, correct name, he said yeah, and then some chauffeur opened up the door, he got in the back, and showed him a piece of paper, and then the door shut, and that's the last time I seen him. That's about 4 or 5 years ago.
He's been one of my best friends, and I have no idea where he is. All I know is that I was introduced to him as River Rock Glen, you know, and he's one of the most profound River Rock persons I met. But I have no idea where he is.
I told you he went to Oklahoma and he had to take care of his family.
The story I heard on the street was that he came in some money from his family. And, you know, without any other input, I don't know what else to say about that. I wish I did know, honest to God, because I think about it all the time.
I've seen Glen. The last time I saw Glen was about 1.5 years ago, or more. He got picked up, and I knew he went to jail, and he came back out. He got out of jail for about a month or so, and then that was the last I seen him.
Cut it short. I'm still working on that one too, Joe.
Right?